In this video, I'm going to show you how to turn this one Streptocarpus into dozens of Streptocarpus plants. You'll have so many, you'll have to give them away to all your friends. There are two ways to propagate streps. One is from seed, and you can see a seed pod on here, and I'll show you how to do that in a separate video. In this video, I'm going to show you how to propagate them from leaf cuttings. This is an old leaf I've taken off one of my plants, and we're going to use it for propagation. The end's kind of ratty here, so I'll just cut that off. And there's a variety of ways to do this. People cut these in different shapes. It doesn't really matter too much. If we look at the back of the plant, you've got a main rib going down here, and then you've got side ribs coming out. The one place this plant makes roots very easily is right along here. Not on the rib, but just next to it. And each of these side veins can end up producing another plant. The way I'm going to do this is to remove the center vein and then simply put these in peat moss. I'm going to use this pot here, so I'll just cut pieces that will fit in it. And I can use the other side as well. If you're only making a few plants for yourself, you only need a small piece of leaf like this. But I've never had problems giving streps away to friends, so make a few extra. Get rid of this stuff, and that's our plant material here. I filled my pot with some Pro Mix, but you can use peat moss or any kind of potting soil should do. Take your leaf, make a bit of a groove, stick part of it in, make another groove. You want the cut edge going down. It's a bit long. Now take this and put it in a humid spot. If you can give it a bit of warmth, that's good, but house temperatures are just fine for this. You want to keep this watered, but not really wet. Treat it just like your Streptocarpus. Bit of moisture, but let it dry out every once in a while. You probably don't want this to dry out quite as much as your streps though. This is now going to sit there for a couple months, and it's going to look as if it's not doing very much. But as long as these leaves stay turgid, and you're not getting mold, everything is good. It's slowly going to make roots. Once it has roots, it'll start making plants. You do need some patience to make this work. If you start seeing mold on here, you're keeping it too wet. You can take some cinnamon and sprinkle cinnamon all over it, and that should control the mold problem. But the best way to control a mold problem is to let it dry out. Now we just wait. These cuttings have now been growing for a couple months, and it's time to dig them out and see what's happening. I have two cut leaves. one going down here and one down here, and I can clearly see the space between them. So I'm going to pull them apart, doing as little damage as I can to the roots. This here is the original leaf. It's still quite green, very turgid, looks actually really healthy. And off the bottom here, we've got a whole bunch of new leaves. And actually these aren't just leaves, they're whole plants. So I'm going to very gently pull them away from the mother leaf. Now I could probably take this leaf and grow some more babies. It still has roots coming here. But I think I'm going to have enough of these for a while, so I don't really need that piece. Now it's just a matter of pulling these apart. And it's going to seem like you're doing a lot of damage to these plants, and you probably are. What you want to do is have a good set of leaves and make sure you have some roots in the bottom. This could probably be 2 plants, but I could leave it like that. If you leave it a little bigger, you'll grow into a larger plant faster, so there's nothing wrong with leaving a couple together. Here's a much smaller one. It has one larger leaf and one tiny leaf coming. I can see a pretty good root system here. These are so intergrown that you pretty much just have to rip them apart. I think I'll leave that as one clump. I could split them here and make 2, but that's good. We'll take this big leaf off here. Now this is the largest leaf in the group, but it doesn't have the largest number of roots. But there are a few roots in there. And I think I'm going to leave that as one plant. Then I would do the same with the other side, and I'll probably get another 3 or 4 plants out of this. If you really wanted a lot of plants, you could probably take a clump like this and turn it into 12 plants. But for homeowners, you don't need that many, so you might just break this up into 3 or 4 plants. Now you simply take this piece, pot it up using a good potting media, and in no time at all, you'll have a plant that looks just like this. Propagating these from cuttings is pretty simple. If you want to learn more about growing Streptocarpus, I have other videos, and I'll put a link to some of those in the top right-hand corner, and I'll also put a link to my other houseplant videos. Have fun in your indoor garden.